Dear students, hope all of you are fine, though we are passing very hard days of corona pandemic. I also hope that you are continuing your study, staying at home during this pandemic of COVID-19. Today, I am going to conduct a class on transformation of sentences. This class will be effective for the students of class 11 and 12. The students of class 8, 9 and 10 will also be benefited from this class. My dear students, you know very well that sentences can be transformed in two ways. Which are they? They are according to meaning and according to structure. According to meaning, sentences are of 5 kinds. Which are they? They are assertive sentence, interrogative sentence, imperative sentence, optative sentence, and exclamatory sentence. Now, I am going to show you how we can transform sentences from affirmative to negative. Dear students, see the first rule: if you see only or alone in any sentence and it means person, these words will be replaced by non-but in negative sentence, and non-but will be used at the beginning of the sentence. See an example, only Rudra can help us. In this sentence, only word means person because Rudra is the name of a person, so only will be replaced by non-but, and non-but stands at the beginning of the sentence. So the answer will be non-but Rudra can help us. Similarly, in the next sentence, the old man was alone alive. So the rule here is alone. For alone, we can use non-but. So the answer will be non-but the old man was alive. This rule is very simple. But if only means thing or object, only will be replaced by nothing but. See the sentence, only the moon was visible. Here moon is an object, so it means a thing. That is why only will be replaced by nothing but. So the answer will be nothing but the moon was visible. In the next sentence, he needs only a book. Book means an object or a thing, so the answer will be he needs nothing but a book. In this rule, if only means age or number, we have to use not more than or not less than for only. See the sentence, he is only 18 years old. 18 means age, so we will use not more than or not less than instead of only. I think it is very clear to you. In the next rule, if you see must, have to or has to in any sentence, you have to use cannot but plus V1, I mean present form of the verb. We must obey our teachers. So must will be replaced by cannot but. So the answer is we cannot but obey our teachers. Here verb will be in present form. But you can use cannot help instead of cannot but. In this case, you have to use ing with the base form. See an example, you have to drink clean water. In this sentence, we used help instead of but. So the answer is you cannot help drinking clean water. We added ing because here we used cannot help. If we use cannot help, you have to use ing with the base form. And if you use cannot but, you need not use ing with the base form. We are moving to the next rule. In affirmative sentence, if you see everybody or a or all at the beginning of any sentence, you have to use there is nobody but. You can also use there is nobody who. But you have to be very careful in using these two rules. If you use but, you have to use affirmative form, and if you use who, you have to use negative form. See an example. Every mother loves her child. Here we use but. The answer is there is no mother but loves her child. We can also use there is no mother who does not love her child. If you use who, you have to use negative form according to the rule. Again, if you see has after every in any sentence, you have to use without instead of but. You have to use without instead of but. See an example. Every rose has a thorn. Here, after every, there is has. So you have to use without. Negative form will be there is no rose without a thorn. In the next rule, you see, if you find both and in a sentence, in between both and there will be one or more words, like in this sentence, both Karim and Kamal can do the work. Here, both and will be replaced by not only and but also. So the negative form will be not only Karim but also Kamal can do the work. I think you understood this easy rule. In the next rule, you see as soon as. This as soon as can be used at the beginning of sentence or in the middle of sentence. For this as soon as, we will use no sooner had. Example, as soon as the teacher entered the class, the students stood up. So the both clauses are in past indefinite tense in as soon as. The negative form is no sooner had the teacher entered the class, then the students stood up. So here the both clauses are not in past indefinite. The first clause is in past perfect tense and the next clause is in past indefinite tense. We are moving to the next rule. If you see two, two and two in a sentence, you have to change it by so and that. For two, you have to use so, and for two, you have to use that. He was too young to chop wood. In this sentence, two and two have been used. So what will be the negative form? He was so young that he could not chop wood. What is the change here? For two we have used so, and for these two we have used that. And after that we have to use the pronoun of the subject and then can or could plus not. So after he, we have used could because it was in past indefinite tense, and then not plus present form of the verb. In the next rule, you see there is as. You can use so as. For this as you can also use so. But this as will be the same. In this sentence, you see, ice is as white as snow. There is two as. So if you see two as and an adjective in between these two as, you have to use not less for the first as and then for the second as. So The negative answer is ice is not less white than snow. For this as we used then. In the next rule, you can see the change of degrees. It will be a huge class to take a class on degree. If I take any class on degree, I will make you understand clearly regarding this topic. But now you see how can you change it from affirmative to negative. If any sentence is in superlative or comparative degree, you have to make it positive degree. If any sentence is in positive degree, you have to make it comparative degree, and it will be a negative sentence. See an example. He is the best boy in the class. This is a superlative degree. The use of superlative degree, the best. So you have to make it positive degree, and it will be automatically a negative sentence. The negative sentence is, no other boy in the class is as good as he. In the next sentence, he is taller than I. This is a comparative degree, and the negative form will be a positive degree. So the positive form of this sentence is, I am not as tall as he. I told you earlier that I will make you clear regarding this change of degree in the next class. In the next rule, you can see the use of always plus affirmative word. If you see the use of always in a sentence, you have to use never instead of always. I always support him. The negative answer or negative sentence will be, I never oppose him. What is the change here? Always will be replaced by never, and the antonym of affirmative word. Antonym of the word support is oppose. So the answer is, I never oppose him. You can see another example. Kamal was always punctual. Here, always has been used here. So the answer will be, Kamal was never late. For always, we used never, and the opposite word of punctual is late. If there is no rule, no indication of previous rule, only the affirmative word you see, you have to use not. And the negative form or antonym of affirmative word against the affirmative word. See an example. I shall remember you. So you have to use not. I shall not forget you. The opposite word or antonym of remember is forget. So the answer is, I shall not forget you. Another sentence, he is a good cricketer. So you have to use not because there is no indication of any rule. So he is not a bad cricketer means he is a good cricketer. The meaning of the sentence will be same. In the use of antonym of affirmative word in these two cases, you have to be very careful because you have to use the opposite word or antonym of the given words. Like you have to use for the word friend, for grateful you have to use ungrateful, for extraordinary you have to use ordinary, for hard you have to use easy. Like this way you have to use the antonym of the given words. See an example. Mathematics seems hard to me. So what is the opposite or antonym of hard? Easy. So the answer will be, mathematics does not seem easy to me. Why we use does here? Because there is no auxiliary verb. In the next rule, you see, if you see sometimes in any sentence, in this sentence, the rich are sometimes happy, here sometimes is used, you have to use not always for sometimes. So the negative sentence is, the rich are not always happy. In the next rule, and this is the last rule for changing sentences affirmative to negative, and the rule is, for very you have to use at all in negative sentence. You see the sentence, he is very industrious. Here there is no indication of previous rules, only we can see very. So we have to use at all for the word very. Very can be used anywhere in the sentence, but you have to use at all at the end of the sentence. He is not lazy at all. You cannot use he is not at all lazy. You must use he is not lazy at all. So there is exception of every rules. In every grammatical topic, there is also an exception in affirmative to negative, and you can see some examples of this exception, like I see you for the last time. That means I will not see you again. So we can make this sentence, never again shall I see you. Next one, the teacher loves the students. That means the teacher does not hate the students. We can also write this way. The teacher is not without love for the students. The third sentence is, you are devoid of common sense. That means you have no common sense. The meaning of the sentences will be the same. You have to remember this. He tried all plans. He left no plan untried. The next sentence is, he turned every stone. The negative form will be, he left no stone unturned. The last one, where there is smoke, there is fire. That means there is no smoke without fire. So you have to remember that meaning of the both sentences will be same. So that is all for today's class. I think we will meet very soon with another topic. Thank you all.